Live long and prosper. Hey, Buttercup. Hey, Uncle Buck. Hey, Yoshi. Hey, Hippie. Hey, Jen. Hey, that's awesome, Buck. First contact day, it's a Star Trek thing, Jen. Hey, Val. No. Fuck no. Not like Boxing Day when the Canadian celebrate with a whole bunch of boxes. No, nothing like Boxing Day. No, it's a Star Trek thing. It's the day when humanity first met extraterrestrial life. It's the first contact between humanity and the Vulcans in Star Trek. We're only 37 years away from it. No, no, I never met him. Hey, Mike. Only 37 more years until we get to meet the Vulcans. Though we do need to go through we do need to go through nuclear war first. We do need to go through World War III first. Will Artemis do it? No, it's only going to the moon. Artemis is just checking in on the Crystal Kingdom. The silver millennium. Remember where I was when Leonard Nimoy passed? Shelly, hey Shelly. Thank you, Shelly, for the $20 Ko-fi donation. YouTube chat dislikes you on the stream. YouTube chat is stupid, Val. To go live on Rocky's planet in his backyard with beachfront property. Control Climate Beach, sign me up. I don't care for beaches, so I'm out. But Uncle Shell Butterpaws. I didn't even realize there was a Spielberg movie coming out this summer. I mean, it makes sense that there'd be a Spielberg movie. But yeah, I didn't realize there was one. So I can't help you, Val. I don't pay. I have I pay no attention to upcoming movies. Catherine! Hello, Catherine! And thank you for 10 gift memberships. Congratulations, Val! Vouching. Nice. Hippie! Hippieista. Nice. Jenna Joy. Busted Can of Biscuits. Good name. Louise. Alexandra. Isaacson. Pixel Arts. Rainy Baby, Fuzzy Dino, and Feral. Half dead, but here for a bit. Happy first contact. Hey, Gabrielle. And thank you, Catherine, for actually knowing what the reference was. Unless you heard me saying what it was. It's weird having an audience that is not my brand of geeky. To the feather. Like it's so weird having an audience that is not my brand of geek. Disclosure Day. Because nobody ever gets my references. Talked about the composition of the holodeck and bridge before. I don't even remember that. I don't even remember that conversation. A lot of geek stuff out there. Sure, but I mean, the Next Generation was Star Trek: The Next Generation, but it was actually First Contact Day was specific to the Next Generation. I use TNG quotes all the time. Hey, Rabshin. First Contact Day was the second of the Star Trek Next Generation movies. And the best. Correction. The only good Next Generation movie. First Contact was literally the only good Next Generation movie. Watched it as a kid with your dad. Yeah, I watched it with my mom. You're an original Trekkie. Aliens didn't know they were aliens. And one day something flips and they start talking weird, and only other aliens can understand them. Huh. Interesting. It's kind of an interesting premise. Yeah, I grew up on Next Generation. I have watched the original series. Trouble with Tribbles. It's a good one. Trials and Tribulations is also really good. The one that goes back to that. It's White Trick series. No. No, it wasn't even the best of the 90s Trek series. Hey, Georgia. Spent the day trying to see if Mark Grayson and Dick Grayson could be distant cousins. But I don't like scare. I don't really like horror. I don't like scary. Yeah. For that whole generation, for the 90s, 2000s, no, I haven't seen Pontypool. Star Trek. Hey, Alan. Deep Space Nine, Next Generation, Voyager, Enterprise. Enterprise was the weakest of the four. The problem with Voyager, it's never a DS9 gal. I didn't watch it initially, I will admit. At the time, I was resistant to it because, you know, it's not Next Generation. But I did start watching it later, and legitimately, it's the best of that whole series of Treks, that generation. So to speak. Shall begin over time? Just never really clicked with me for some reason. Species 8472. Does it appear in any other? Shit, does it? I don't think it'd have. Hey, strawberries. And yeah, my mom's doing okay. And, you know, I'm doing okay. I barely knew the guy. Yeah, I feel like 8472 didn't appear in any of the other shows. Like, I don't think they've appeared in any, like, the modern era. Unless I'm very much mistaken, I don't think that even Evelyn Quark. I can understand that, but at the same time, the series arc for the Ferengi is actually really good. Going to Scotland? No, I won't be going to Scotland. And Quark himself, you know, like early on, Quark is very much repugnant. And he does retain some of those repugnant qualities throughout. But he also has a lot of redeeming qualities. Like he does have some redeeming qualities. And even like even his sleaziness does kind of grow on you. And he does have like really interesting, like really compelling relationships with a lot of the other characters, Odo in particular, but some of the others too. Star Trek got 400,000 views total. Fallout 2001. I would expect more than that. I'd expect it got more than that. But yeah, it didn't do great. I'll admit, I genuinely don't know like whether I didn't watch it, so I can't tell you if it deserved better or not. It probably did. End of the franchise. Academy being the end of the franchise is definitely hyperbole. The issue, I think, is they're not really sure what to do with it going forward. Because like one bad show isn't going to kill it. Then it will never die. Oh, I definitely prefer Trek over Wars. Like one bad show is not enough to kill Star Trek. Bigger issue is all the series are wrapping up. All the shows are wrapping up. Or either have wrapped up or are wrapping up. One more season of Academy, and then there's 2 seasons of Strange New Worlds left, which have, I think, both been filmed. And they just don't know what to do with it now. I do think it might not be bad for it to take a hiatus. You know, like 5 to 10 year hiatus. And then bring in some new voices. You know, bring in some new voices, some new ideas. Oh, but I actually really liked the modern era of Star Trek. As divisive as it was, and it was hugely divisive. And like some of the ideas did not hit. Some of the ideas were bad. But on the whole, I actually did really enjoy the modern era. I love Discovery. Loved Lower Decks. Loved Prodigy. Strange New World was generally more hit than miss. Picard had its good sides to it. It had its good points. Though I greatly disliked season 3. For any large fan of sometimes the book shows, movies, etc. Bomb. Just move on. Hopefully learn from flop. Yep. I hope Disney never buy Star Trek. Yeah, I'll agree with that. Disney owns enough shit as it is. Unfortunately, though, Disney is now owned instead by a guy who supports Trump. Okay, presidential election. I didn't even hear that. I genuinely didn't even hear that an election was called. Yeah, municipal elections. Okay. Okay, it's municipal elections. I don't know. It hardly feels worth it to bother. Like it's as a whole, Cornwall does lean conservative, so But yeah, Star Trek is now owned by the Ellisons, who are billionaires who support Trump. Which honestly, I can't say is necessarily better or worse than Disney owning them. Tried to take the Punisher and said, fuck that shit. Fucking let them have the Punisher. I mean, no, don't let them have the Punisher. But I don't. I've never liked the Punisher anyway. I don't. I don't go for revenge porn fantasy stuff. Or revenge fantasy, violent porn, violence porn. But yeah, it's Star Trek is definitely in a very weird place right now. It'll never go back to the way it was because TV has changed. Like that's one thing that I think a lot of Star Trek fans, a lot of older Star Trek fans need to accept. TV itself has changed. And like there's no going back. We live in the streaming era now. Haven't watched Picard yet. First season was the first season suffered from not really having. Hey Kelly. From not really knowing what it wanted to say. I thought the first season suffered from not quite knowing what it wanted to say. You know, like it was, you know, telling, you know, a serialized story. It was telling like, you know, just an arc. It was telling a full story. Um, you know, it wasn't like classic Star Trek where it was, you know, a bunch of one and done episodes. It was a 10 episode long story, the way the streaming shows are set up. And if you're going to do that, you really need to have a point. You need to have something that you are wanting to say. And I thought the first season didn't. The first season of Picard just didn't have anything that it wanted to say. It was just a little bit too muddled. Second season. For as much as everybody hated the second season, I thought it was actually the best season of Picard. Yeah, better than season 3. Better than the nostalgia fest that was season 3. I actually thought this Picard's second season was the best of the 3 because it was the only one that had a specific message. Multiple messages, frankly. It was the only thing, it was the only season that had anything it wanted to actually say. It had themes and it, you know, it went into those themes. it went into character arcs. It gave the characters arcs to go through. And honestly, I thought it was a really good way of wrapping up the Borg. Like, I thought, like, turn an enemy into a friend. That's a very Star Trek thing to do. Turn an enemy into a friend. It's a good, it is honestly a solid conclusion to the Borg. And then season 3 came along and went, no, we're just fucking nostalgia jizzing all over the place. Just absolutely just fucking spraying our fucking nostalgia everywhere. All nostalgia all the time. Fucking themes. Who needs themes? We got fucking Riker back. We got LaForge back. Oh, we're bringing back Data too. We're gonna bring Data back. Yeah, Data got a really emotional, heartfelt send off at the end of season 1. But fuck that, we're bringing him back. The Borg, they got wrapped up in no, but fuck that. It was season 2. Fuck season 2. We're bringing the Borg back, and we're just gonna blow the fuck out of them. Oh, we're gonna try to set up themes of legacy, and handing the torch the next generation. Fuck that, we're just joking. No, the kids are gonna be taken over by technology, and just a bunch of old dudes in their beat up old station wagon are gonna be the guys who save the day. Bunch of senior citizens in their 80-year-old station wagon are gonna save the day. Because past is better, don't you know? Past is way better, don't you know that? I fucking hated season 3. And it had some good shit to it. Captain Shaw? I loved Captain Shaw. He was so much fun. He was such an asshole. And it was so charming, and it was so fun. Geordi's daughter? She was a sweetheart. Geordi's daughter was an absolute sweetheart. Didn't much care for Jack Crusher. He was a bit... I just didn't much care for him. Changelings making a return? Yeah, I'm fine with Changelings making a return. Doesn't have to be a Trek geek to enjoy your take on it. Cracking up right now. Like the Changelings making a return. Like, oh, we got a bunch of bad Changelings. Nice, love style. Dominion War was a phenomenal back in the DS9 days. So yeah, hell yeah, bring back some Changelings. And then it turns out no, the bad guys are the villain. The villains are the people who are the guys who've already been dealt with, who were dealt with last season. But fuck that. I will say, my uncle died. I will say I didn't know him very well. I hadn't talked to him in 30 years. Maybe briefly on the phone, on Christmas or something like that, a couple times. But it's I haven't spoken to the guy in I haven't seen him in 30 years. So it's hard to be too broken up about it. And I only saw him a handful of times anyway. But anyway, yeah. So back to my ranting about Picard. The fact that it basically just went yeah, a little bit. He was the older brother, yeah, a few years older. But Picard's third season felt like it was contemptuous of the first 2 seasons. second one in particular. All right. All right. Good night, Catherine. Yeah, Picard season 3 felt like it was contemptuous of season 2. Oh, shit. It even fucking broke up Seven and Raffi off screen. It broke up the same sex couple off screen. You know, like, first season ended with these two women, seeming like they were, sharing a bit of a moment. Sharing an intimate moment, clearly into each other. Season 2, starts, they're dating, but they're having issues where they both sort of have their things that their own lives that they're trying to pursue. There's tension between them. And I saw her on Friday, Brooke. And like over the course of the season, they sort of talk through their issues and grow closer together and form a stronger bond. And then season 3 comes along and it's like, yeah, fuck that. Hey, Killface. She's fine. She's fine. Yeah, season 3 comes along and says, fuck that. No. We gotta get back to the romantic relationships from fucking 30 goddamn years ago from Next Generation. It's like, Jesus fucking Christ. No, they weren't all written by the same person. And season 3 had a different showrunner from the first two. Third season had a different showrunner, and it was clear that he genuinely could not have cared less about anything from the first two seasons. He kept Seven of Nine, he kept Raffi. Those two were main characters, so he was sort of obligated to keep them in the show. They were still written well. The two characters were still written well and everything. They were treated respectfully, but other than that, no, he just fucking could not have cared less about the first two seasons. Occasional lip service that was only done to explain why it doesn't fucking matter anymore. Season 2 ended with Picard ready to enter a romantic relationship with a woman who'd been sort of helping him on his farm. He's finally ready to you know what? I'm finally ready to embrace love. She gets about 5 minutes of airtime. She gets about 5 minutes of screen time in the first episode, and then she's just she's gone. Never mentioned again. Like, just never fucking mentioned again after that. She doesn't matter. Just absolute disdain for anything that didn't come from the 90s, the 90s shows. Like, see, season 1 of Picard establishes that Riker and Troy have a dead son and a living daughter. Guess which of those is more relevant in season 3? Like, guess which one gets talked about vastly more in season 3? That's right, the dead son, because that can be used to create tension between Riker and Troy. The fact that their daughter is still alive, oh, she gets like a mention. She gets like a bare reference. But no, Riker's rushing off to risk his life because he's still grieving his dead son. It's like, well, fuck the daughter who's still alive, I guess. She doesn't matter. Not like she doesn't show up. It's not like she's relevant to their lives. It's not like she has any relevance to anything, right? She has no bearing on their relationship. A passing mention, but other than that, she's not important to their relationship, because what's important to their relationship is the fact that they got together a long time ago. The daughter wasn't around in the 90s show or in the movies. The daughter wasn't around 20 years ago, so she doesn't matter. Was the animated Star Trek series? Well, there's 3 Star Trek animated shows. There's Star Trek the Animated Series. That one was from the 70s. And that one was just the original series, but a cartoon. Yeah, it's just a cheap-ass cartoon version of the original series. Just, more adventures, but because it was animated, it was cheap, and they could do weirder things with it. So yeah, Star Trek the Animated Series was the 70s. And then more recently, there was Star Trek Lower Decks and Star Trek Prodigy, which were both excellent shows. Lower Decks was a comedy, but which actually did grow. Like, it started off really just a lot, like, very heavily comedy, but it did, as the series went on, it did grow more dramatic as well. Still a comedy based, still a comedy oriented show. That was still the first thing was, is it funny? We got to make sure it's funny. But they did inject a lot more drama and into it, and like there was character growth, tension, shit like that. So really good. And then Prodigy was kind of the family show. And again, really good. And both shows clearly had a deep and abiding love for the franchise. I appreciate it more now, but I've been sitting in the membrane these days. Anyway. The important thing is first contact day is April 5th, 2063. So 37 more years until we get to meet the Vulcans. I'll be 79 at that point. If I'm still alive, I'll be very disappointed when it doesn't happen. If I'm alive, then I'll be either really disappointed or I'll have dementia, so it'll be easy to convince me that it did happen. Could probably go either way. Is that a notice in your memory implant chip? Bye, Ravishing. Fleetwood Mac song about getting older. I don't know. I never listened to Fleetwood Mac, so. So until then must suffice. I guarantee you there are a bunch of people who have set up phone reminders, calendar reminders. Like there's probably a lot of people who've set reminders for April 5th, 2063. Anyway, I feel like I should probably let people know about my schedule for this week. Not totally sure like what days I'll be able to come on. It's almost all late shifts this week. Wednesday, I work until 8, so I should be able to come on Wednesday. Other than that, they're all late shifts. Tomorrow, I work 7 to 11. So yeah, Monday, I'm 7 to 11, which p.m. 7 to 11, I get off at 11 p.m. And then I'll eat. I don't know, maybe I'll come on late. And then Tuesday, I'm 1 to 9. Pretty good chance I'm probably, I've honestly, I don't really expect that I'll feel like showering at 9 o'clock. So I don't think I'll be coming on Tuesday. Wednesday I'm 1 to 8. I should be able to come on that day, although I need to shower, so it'll probably be like 8:30. Thursday 4 to 11. Maybe I'll come on late. And by late I mean like 1 a.m. Get off at 11, then I'll need to make supper and everything. And then Friday I'm 7 to midnight. So Wednesday, almost certainly. Thursday, I'll try, but really, really late. Tomorrow, I will try, but late. We'll see. But if I do again, it'll be, 1 o'clock and probably only for like an hour. Can you make it? Yeah. But hey, I mean, in the meantime, if I'm not here, then it's a good chance to watch some of my other stuff, right? You've been, well, you guys been, there's a couple of you, Shelly and Uncle Buck, you've both been thinking of watching my Class of '09 Let's Play. I've got plenty of stuff on Patreon. So, you already do that. Yeah, that's a good point, Uncle Buck. Set phone reminders. Since I won't be here to remind you for any of those days. Scares you? set my alarms to get triggered. I'm going to get more water. I'll be back in a minute. Hey, Tracer. Political commentary channel could shake things up on YouTube. Requires a lot of work, though. More than I have, more work than I have the energy to put in. What the tickets resonate? Like I said, it's just too much. Either way, Uncle Buck, whichever you prefer. Anyway, on Friday, I was recording an episode of Cyberpunk 2077. Recorded for 50 minutes. I was like, almost like, I almost finished off this cool but kind of annoying boss fight. Computer just completely fucking froze on me. Yeah, 50 minutes of recording down the fucking drain. I was saying that on Friday I was recording an episode of Cyberpunk 2077. 45, 50 minutes in, just about finished this cool but kind of annoying boss fight, and my computer completely froze up on me. So all that recording went down the drain. Luckily, I didn't end up having. Luckily, I did not end up having to reboot my computer. If I had, I would have lost all my fucking browser tabs because for some goddamn reason, Firefox cannot remember browser tabs. Not yet. No, I haven't re-recorded it yet. Accidentally updated my BIOS wrong. I think there might be a setting. I think I might have changed it so that it'll open. Besides, the whole WW3 thing is not great. We'll see next time my computer reboots itself. Because every once in a while, like if updates automatically install, and it'll automatically reboot for that. Oh. GFX card to get more expensive. Dolly Parton sings Stairway to Heaven. If there's anyone but Dolly, I'd be mad, but it was fun. I mean, honestly, I'm fine with people doing covers of Stairway to Heaven, including covering it in their own style. Yeah. Stairway to Heaven's a phenomenal song. That does not mean that it's sacred. People can cover it. People can put their own spins on it. Like I said, I only had 2 complaints. The drums, they should have been sort of more like simpler drums. And the bits where she just started singing Stairway to Heaven. Yeah, the bits where she just sings the words Stairway to Heaven or whatever, however she sang it. Like, no, cut that out and go with an older style of drum set. Like, or older style of drumming. Give it, keep a sort of fantasy vibe to it. Would have honestly worked really well. Like My Fire Was Bad, no one can give it like Jim Morrison. Typo Negative did a pretty good cover of it. Faithfully by Journey. Never listened because I don't like Journey. Not my kind of thing. Yeah, it was one of those things where that Light My Fire cover. It's one of those things like I could see what they were going for. It just failed. It just didn't hit. Didn't land properly. Oh yeah, like, people could absolutely do good. There's, people could absolutely do good covers of it. The right person could do like a cool like acoustic cover or something like or anything like that. Like it's there's potential for it. Just in this particular case, aspect in the background. So we think about Andromeda. Yeah, I never did play Andromeda. I started Andromeda, but I dislike the lack of a power wheel. One of the things I really loved about the Mass Effect trilogy was being able to really control the speed of combat by just like hold down the power wheel, look around. Aim my power. I don't have quick thinking or quick reflexes. Same is kind of true with Cyberpunk. Just open the quick hack menu. Doesn't stop combat, but it greatly slows it down so I can look around and think. Feel a bit shit about feeling so good about the original trilogy. I mean, the original trilogy had its problems for sure. Looks like your anarchy comment did get eaten, Uncle Buck. Trash. Yeah. Fuck Motley. Yeah, fuck Motley Crue. That said, in all honesty, fuck the Sex Pistols. Fuck the Sex Pistols too, honestly. John What's His Face is an asshole. Yeah. We are not going to defend Sid fucking Vicious around here. Yeah. Sid Vicious was a terrible musician and an exceptionally fucked up dude. John Lydon is shitty ass Tory douchebag. Yeah. John Lydon's a fucking Trump supporter. So, fuck that dude. Ryan Adams' version of Wonderwall, from the original. I don't even know either. I do like the original Wonderwall. Wonderwall is a good song. Like, it legitimately, for as much shit as Oasis had always received, Wonderwall was a good song. John Lydon is a monarchist these days. Uh, he's racist towards Arabs, unapologetically racist towards Arabs, and a supporter of Israel. Back in 2005, he expressed concern about same-sex couples raising kids. He supported Brexit and supported Nigel fucking Farage. So, hey, Louise. It's a Star Trek thing. Star Trek, first contact between humans and Vulcans is April 5th, 2063. Vintage footage of Tommy Douglas and his take on the. Nah, I haven't. You know me. I mean, only because I had reminders today. Because the people on social media, only because people on social media were talking about it. There's a couple accounts I follow on social media talking about it. Doesn't sound like having girlfriend close to go. Good. I like the Viking vibe Disturbed. I don't like Disturbed. Like, I just don't enjoy Disturbed. I never have. What is Mass Effect boxing? Mass Effect, the board game. Priority Hagalaz, So that part is, underneath everything. Live near a town called Vulcan. They have a Star Trek museum, and every year they have a Star Trek parade. Yep. Something Nina listened to at some point. What was the town? I think Ohio, where James Kirk was born. They promote themselves as the birthplace of James Kirk. Riverside, Iowa. Riverside, Iowa. Decided to declare itself the future birthplace of Captain Kirk for tourism purposes. Whatever brings a tourist in, exactly. Federal NDP leader Avi Lewis. I actually don't know anything about Lewis. I'll be honest, I hadn't even heard that Singh was replaced. I think there's a good chance. I don't know that he can be worse for the NDP than Singh was. Not that there is anything specifically wrong with Singh, it's just Miley Cyrus singing Metallica, Nothing Else Matters. Sounded just like her song, I Could Buy Myself Flowers. Board games, support save games. And you didn't realize you had to do the genocide? I mean, I suppose that depends on how the people playing it feel. Miley can do a pretty good cover song. I believe I once saw a video of Miley Cyrus completely botching the song Sunshine. I think it was Miley Cyrus. She was doing a cover of Sunshine, You are my sunshine, my only sunshine. She was doing a cover of that song. Which, when you look at the verses, not a happy song. It's a song about a breakup. It's a song about being dumped. It's a song about the woman you love, or it's a song about the person you love leaving you for somebody else. That's what that song is actually about. I pay no attention to the news, Ellen. Everybody knows the chorus. The hell no, Tori Amos. I mean, she's not really my thing, but I don't know, I was fine with it. I was fine with her version of it. It's whatever. Everybody knows the chorus. Nobody has ever listened to the verses. Nobody has ever actually looked at the lyrics to that song. So I believe it was Miley Cyrus had just recently actually read the lyrics to the full song and was like, oh. So she did so she's doing a live cover of it. Like she's doing a version of it live, and wanted to do it like more true to the lyrics. And then she completely forgot the last verse. It just whoop right out of her brain. Oh, dude's married to Naomi Klein. Wild. Found your way back. You got lost. You know what? Naomi Klein is critical of Israel, so good on her for that. Sugar babies need to walk away. Aerosmith and Run DMC can only walk this way. Yeah, it was. That's right, the Sugar Babies, yeah. Sugar Babies. It was the Sugar Babies, I think, wasn't it? Fucking AI voice, AI voices. 12 when I heard Vanilla Ice and didn't quite get the whole. That was not an original song. Haters. Queen, yeah. Shit, not just Queen. It was Queen and Bowie. Queen and David, goddamn, there's Queen and David Bowie that he was ripping off. Yeah, that was a bad cover. Was that? Yeah, like Ice Ice Baby. The beat for Ice Ice Baby, like that. Yeah, that beat for Ice Ice Baby. It was lifted from Under Pressure, which was by Queen and David Bowie. What's William Shatner thinking with this in the sky then? Yeah, that was just a thing he did back then. His rendition of Mr. Tambourine Man is also bizarre. Mr. Tambourine Man! I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it ends with him yelling out Mr. Tambourine Man. I'm pretty sure it ends with him. I'm pretty sure it actually legitimately literally ends with him yelling, Mr. Tambourine Man! Opinions on the failure of the Canadian gun buyback. 98% of firearm owners refuse to register or hand in their firearms. Bruce Willis is a good singer. Yeah. I mean, I'm in favor of registration at the very least. Yeah, you want to keep your guns, depending what it is, then fine, you know. Hunting rifles, totally fine with people having hunting rifles. Like we're a hunting country, whether I like it or not. Yeah, well, I'm keep animal population in check. We're a hunting country. Keep your goddamn hunting rifles. Absolutely. Handguns, fine, whatever. If you've got like AR-15s or other assault style guns, not in favor of those. I do not support those. But I mean, like even for hunting rifles or handguns, I do think that registration just makes sense. Or semi-autos, or not even necessarily autos, but I feel like Every Breath You Take by Sting and Sean Combs and Faith Evans. I mean, yeah, and Made Baby O. I think one of the reasons I didn't want to listen to it is because I Actually, no, I didn't want to listen to it because fuck Diddy. Like, just fuck that dude. Like, I do know this. Like, I had heard the song like years and years ago. I never listened to the full song or anything. But it was one of those songs that was around when I was younger. It was on the radio and shit. I'd hear bits of it here and there. And I didn't really care for it. But fuck Diddy. Look at it. Like, I'm just like, no. I will not listen to him. Like, I don't actually care whether the song is good or not. Fuck that dude. Was Kanye singing Bohemian Rhapsody? I skipped that one too. Again, right? Because fuck Kanye. I'm pretty sure I skipped that one because I don't give a shit whether it's good or bad. I just think Kanye's an asshole. I think also by that point I was just getting sort of, it was like an hour long. I think I was getting to the point where I was just like, oh, I don't want to listen to these. I don't like Diddy. I'm not going to enjoy this. I don't like Kanye. I'm not going to enjoy this. Pentatonix do that song a solid. Muppets covered it best. Just had his main sponsor pull out of a concert he had planned in the UK because of how disgusting he is. Say that's pretty career ending. Certainly gonna hurt. Let's wait for the results on the investigation on the Muppets. This investigation. I mean, probably. Probably a lot of investigations into the activities of the Muppets. Sweet Child of Mine by Guns N' Roses classic. I watched Big Daddy so many times. I like the Sheryl Crow version. Yeah, but I mean, where do we go? Where do we go now? Where do we go? Sweet child. Where do we go now? I mean Muppets as in Disney Muppet. I mean Muppets as in Jim Henson. I mean the Jim Henson Muppets. I mean that guitar solo, like slide. I mean, come on. Saw a video recently of someone doing a reaction to Sweet Child of Mine. And like, there's the epic guitar solo, and she was talking about like how amazing the guitar solo was, and how she hopes there's another one. It's like, oh, don't worry, this one's not actually over yet. This solo is just on pause. I love that the solo just picks up. Yeah, it's like, 30, 45 seconds or whatever, minute, 30 seconds or a minute. And then it just like, and then Slash like, yeah, I'm just going to get back to the solo now. That's your notes. Do you pay attention? Thanks, Uncle Buck. What do we got for this week anyway? Yeah. So this week I've actually got a pretty good batch for Patreon. 2000s cartoon intros. So I start in on 2000s cartoon intros, so that's tomorrow. Tuesday is Sailor Moon Abridged. Wednesday is the Class of 09, the anime pilot. Thursday, I've actually got a reaction to Benny Hill. And then Friday is Edgerunners episode 2. And his guitar biologically connected or something. It's a playlist. I found a playlist. It's I think 134 videos. Go to your most recent dinner. Oh, Easter's never mattered for us. Looks the clock. Oh, right. Uncle Buck, did we remind you to take your Tylenol half an hour ago? That just reminded me. Yeah, did we remember your Tylenol half an hour ago? I don't remember. Taking it now. Help playlist. Not a playlist in this case. Yeah, I don't have a Benny Hill playlist or anything, but yeah, I watched a handful of Benny Hill skits. So that'll be up on Thursday. That's a fun time. But I chimed in with the reminder earlier. And honestly, the real highlight of this week's batch of Patreon videos is Sailor Moon Abridged. That was actually really good. Class of 09, the anime pilot, disappointed me. Anywho, tonight I will be recording a reaction to My Little Pony, the movie. Just sneezed like 10 times. Sounds fun. Sneezed in. Yeah. I never get sneezing fits. For me, I sneeze once, and then like I feel like I need to sneeze again, and then I'm good. Which, you know, works for me. Sneezing is not normal? What do you mean by that? Oh. Bye, Lightspeed. I once heard 8 in a row is like an orgasm. Just browsing Steam. Came across a game called Guns and Nuns. Play as a nun with the power of faith and guns. I'll admit, I kind of like that. That's kind of cute. Not my kind of game, but they clearly have a sense of humor. So, let's work perfectly together yet. Name of the new game for Saturday. Symphonic Rain. Set in Piova, the city of music and endless rain. Guide Chris Verton on the path to become a master musician in a harmonious fusion of visual novel and music-based gameplay. Hey, Atman. Steak and cheese. I mean, I like steak and I like cheese. I don't know that I'd like them together, though. Don't think I'd want to have the two of them together. Cheese steak on a roll? Nope. Anyway. What's there to talk about? Is there the noise my shadows were making? Was that that was all? I'm just done. Turned my fan off to hear exactly where I was coming from, and turns out it was my fan. Ah. Fair enough. Ghost in the Machine. That's something I should probably watch sometime. So, yeah, it doesn't look like there is really anything to talk about right now. I mean, a few more minutes, Ellen. Mom having Easter dinner in the senior community? Probably not. Like, I imagine she probably didn't really. I don't think she really does anything like, you know, with her community or anything like that. You know, she'll chat with them if she runs into them in the hall or whatever, but otherwise. And then another 3 hours. Fuck no. Never again. Just think they had a thing they did. I mean, I have no idea if they do or not. I could not tell you if they do anything special for Easter or for any day. I know they have like bingo and shit. Typhoid isn't coin. Thanks, Shelly. I appreciated it. Especially given how little money I'm likely to make off YouTube this week. Oh shit, I probably won't even hit 5 hours total over the course of the next 5 days. Yeah, between Monday and Friday, I probably won't even hit 5 hours total of stream time. I know, Uncle Buck, I'm sorry. But I gotta prioritize the job that actually fucking pays. Tomorrow's maybe, yeah. We'll see how I feel after I eat. Like I said, I'll finish at 11 p.m. And then I'll have to, make myself some supper. That usually takes like an hour for it to be ready. And then I have to clean the dishes. So it'd be like 1 o'clock. If I do come on, it's going to be at like 1 a.m. So yeah, very much a see how I feel at 1 in the fucking morning. Anyway, before I go, just to kind of blow your minds, I last night I did actually start a new run of Seven Kingdoms because I really want to see the Gisette romance. So I'm skipping through a lot of it. Yeah, just skip through a lot of the just like a lot of the shit. But like I'm just curious about the Gisette romance. So started a run, adjusted all my stats to so that I'll never have to worry about them. Even been adjusting character relationships. And like I said, just hold down the skip key to get to decisions, and then yeah. Patreon. Oh fuck no. There isn't. No. I mean, like I'm already like end of week 2. Yeah, like I've you know, hour and a half or whatever, and I've already finished week 2. Hour and a half, 2 hours, however long I was doing it, however long I was skimmed through. I finished week 2 already. Because like I said, I am just like, skip key, hold down the key, get to the decision. Because something he said during that very brief ending. Yeah. Honestly, I like next time I go in, I might actually cheat even more and just be like, all right, but everyone's just max out my relationships with everyone. Friendship, max. Respect, max. Upper Arthur Bear, yeah. Friendship, max. Respect, max. Romance, max. With just every character. Might do that later tonight, or next time I play, or whenever I feel like whenever I next open it, might just do that and just get like max relationship with everyone, just not have to worry about anything. Showcasing up-to-date games could send your channel to a newer and greater audience. Yeah, but they're games that I'm not interested in. They're all games I'm not interested in, Alan, so instead I'm playing a 5-year-old game with Cyberpunk. Anyway, I'm going now. So thanks for watching, and good night, everybody.